guys, welcome back to Tip Tuesday. My name is Matthew Sturkey with Stonemill Log and Timber Homes. Thanks for joining us today. This week we're going to start the first series of a four-part series on tips for finding the ideal land to build your log or timber frame home on. And this is a really important topic and definitely something that we're going to have a lot of information to unpack over the next 4 weeks. So today we're going to talk about 4 tips for what to look for when finding the ideal land, starting with the location, which is extremely important. How do you know what location to be in? We help prospective clients find property in this area, and what we always try to tell them is find the area that you want to be in first. Do you want to be on the west side of the Knoxville area, or do you want to be on the north or south? Find that area that best suits your lifestyle. Find the area that's closest to all the conveniences that you want, or the hospital that you want to be close to, or the recreational opportunities, the lake or the mountains. So figure out what location you want to be in. Don't just look in this 100-mile radius of the Knoxville area. That's a large geographic area to cover, and it will be hard for you to find exactly what you want, and it may not be in the location that you want to be in. So location is extremely important. The second thing is going to be think about your topography. Think ahead a little bit on what plan that you want. Now, I'm not saying go ahead and pick a plan and find a piece of property that fits the plan, but if you want to be on a main floor design, if you want to not have stairs to navigate as we all get a little older, then definitely stay away from properties with a lot of slope. Stay away from properties that have a lot of elevation, because then you're going to only end up with a plan that has a lower level or something that's going to be more vertical than more horizontal. So if you are looking for that property that's going to best suit a one-story design, then be looking for topography and the slope of a piece of property that suits that. If you are in wanting a piece of property that ideally would fit and be best suited on a lower level, then look for a property that does have a little bit more slope to it to accommodate that lower level design, that basement, that walkout, or that daylight basement. So topography would be the second thing. The third would be think about your budget goals. And I know I talk about this a lot, but I can't stress it enough. If you have an overall budget goal of X to include the land and the improvements to the land, and also to include the building of the house, make sure you designate how much needs to be designated for the actual property itself and for the improvements to the property, so that you're not looking for property that's more expensive than what your budget can afford. So make sure you designate those 3 areas: the land, the improvements to the land, and the house budget itself. And then the fourth thing, which we just touched on, is the improvements to the land. If you're looking at a piece of property that is straight up a mountain, and that piece of property is economical, and you're going to have 3 times the cost in the improvements to the land for driveway and getting power up there and doing a well and a septic system, then honestly, I don't know if the purchase of that land is a wise decision. I just met with a prospective client last week. We went up to see a property. Unfortunately, the property was not very build friendly. Yes, it was economically priced, but there was a reason that it was more affordable than a more build friendly site. And I suggested to him to keep looking for another piece of property, primarily because the amount of money that he would have spent putting a switchback driveway or road to the top of the mountain after he put power in all the way to the top of the mountain and then got his septic system and well in, he would have spent way more than what he was budgeting for on the improvements to the property than he would have on the land itself. So be thinking about those 4 things: the topography, the location, the budget goal, and the improvements. And I know you can't figure out what your cost to improve a property is, but you can do a feasibility study. You can reach out to a general contractor and you can get a better feel for what kind of cost you'd be getting into before you ever actually close on the property, before you make an offer, or in that what we call due diligence period after you've made an offer. So again, a lot of information to unpack. Hopefully this has been helpful. Happy to assist in any way possible if you have questions about finding the ideal land to build your log or timber frame home. And we are going to continue on in the next 3 weeks with this same topic. So stay tuned for more on finding the ideal land. Thanks for joining us for Tip Tuesday. Be safe, stay healthy, and we look forward to seeing you back here next week. Take care.